going, guys? My name is Chris Heller, and this is for Top Shot Today. If you haven't yet heard about NBA Top Shot, what are you doing? Where have you been? Go watch another video and then come back to this, because what I am about to talk about is a review of my first month in this incredible, new, crazy, dynamic ecosystem. And it's been a little over a month for me, and I think it's about time to kind of look back and see where we've gotten, how we've gotten here, and maybe it can help you if you're a newcomer into the space. Just for clarification, the date today is February 22nd, 2021. I'm going to break the review down into three sections. One being the marketplace, two being the tech, three being the community. So let's get right into it. If you have any questions, cheller@topshottoday.com is where you can find me. And we're at Top Shot Today on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and we'll be around. You'll be seeing a lot of us, I promise. So anyhow, a review of NBA Top Shot. Let's start with the marketplace. I found out about NBA Top Shot through a Jonathan Bales tweet about between January 10th, January 15th, and I dove right in. I had never heard of an NFT before that moment. And, I don't know blockchain. I'm not a crypto guy. I didn't know any crypto before this experience. So don't be afraid by some of these big words and exciting things that you might not know about. You don't need to know this type of stuff to get involved with NBA Top Shot. And I found that out quickly. And it was an amazing thing just kind of researching NFTs, non-fungible tokens, because it was they were manifesting themselves in a way that I can easily understand, and that's the NBA. I've been an NBA fan for a very long time, basically my whole life. So the idea that this could potentially be a stock market for NBA players via their highlights, which are called moments, just blew my mind. And I knew I had to be involved immediately. So without much thought, I just kind of dove in, opened an account, started buying moments. I bought my first moment on January 15th. It was a James Wiseman for $28. And how we've come a long way since then. And, I had a strategy going in, right, as an investor. I was like, I'm going to buy a very simple strategy. Great players, series one, and hold, and basically repeat as much as possible. Just if I believe in this long term, I think these are the assets. I'm going to set it up like a stock market portfolio, right? My blue chips that I might be willing to deal for the right situation, and then the rest of the market to trade and flip and kind of grow your cash. So if you're a stock person, an investor, very similar, just a different product. Instead of Apple, you're buying LeBron. So that was the strategy that I employed for myself and for my clients. I actually somehow picked up a few, I told my friends about this, and I now manage the accounts for a few other people. And the strategy is the same across the board, no matter what your budget is or what your portfolio size is. That was the strategy. Now, once I got my portfolio to a place that I thought was very, looking nice and pretty and really ready to go and set me up for long term, recently I've started dabbling in the smaller stuff. How can I flip and build up my bankroll a little bit? And that turned into a thing I call house money, which you can see on our Top Shot Today YouTube channel. I've done about 5 episodes of that, where we're finding undervalued assets and flipping them in the near term and basically getting moments for free. We're not here to talk about and explain all that. Just trust me, go watch. And then recently I got into some stars in series 2 that I thought were a nice flipping opportunity. So I'm really learning my way in this marketplace. And in my 5 weeks or so here, there have kind of been 3 moments, for lack of a better word, where the market has kind of had its different defining characteristics, right? The first, when I first joined, was, I'll call the Bales bump, right? A lot of people read the same tweet that I did, read the same blog post that I did, and everyone kind of came in and there was a frenzy. For 7 to 10 days, you would go to sleep, wake up, and your assets would double. It was just nuts. And if you're just coming in now, recently, we're in another one of those right now where it's exponentially higher. I'll get to that in a second. But it was crazy, and I'm glad I got in at that point, Because if I came in the next phase, maybe I wouldn't have been as excited and all in. So I started buying. I put in what I believe is a fair share of money, a capital to gather these moments that I really believe in long term. Very exciting. I was all in and like, let's fucking go, right? Then came the correction where this was not sustainable, we thought. At that point, we'd like, well, okay, that makes sense that things have to come down, and things started coming down and coming down, not to where they were previous to January 15th, let's say, but just lower than they were during that market frenzy, which makes sense, right? If my excitement level was a 125 out of 100 from January 12th to January 22nd, for the next 2 weeks, there were moments where I was like a 94 out of 100 and like, which is still pretty freaking high. But I had those little glimmers of, wait a minute, is this going to be kind of sketch? Turns out it wasn't, because then we got into phase 3, which we're kind of in right now, which is the influencer phase, right? In the last 7 days or so, we've heard from ESPN, The Athletic, Bleacher Report, Barstool, Gary Vee, Logan Paul, Mark Cuban. Big reach out there, and the market has really responded to the new faces and money that is coming in, where I believe yesterday the market did over $25 million in a 24-hour period, and there are no signs of it slowing down right now. So it's super exciting. And, you know, when I first joined, I hated everyone who was in a month, 2 months, 3 months before me, because I'm like, these people are just printing money right now. And they were, and they are, and they continue to do so. But I then take solace in the fact that 99% of the ultimate market, we are still super, super, super early here, guys. It's less than 100,000 users. There are 300 million NBA fans globally. So we're just getting started. But I took solace in the fact, and still do, that 99% of the ultimate market here, they're going to hate me the same way I hated the other guys. So I got to be happy with that. Moving on to the second thing that we're going to talk about here and review is the tech. Now, I'm using that term broadly. We're going to say everything involved within the website, how it functions. That's what I'm going to talk about here. And there are two obvious issues that, you know, if you've been a member, you know what the two are I'm about to say. And just the site issues with crashing and maintenance, and number two, the withdrawal process. So first, site issues. I'm a pretty easygoing guy in general, and I'm not one to, you know, scream and rant and rave. People who are, those voices are loud, right? So people who are complaining, you hear them a lot, and you think, oh my God, this might not work, because people are so pissed with the site crashing and the site going down and the pack drops and whatnot and things not working. But it's just really a sign of the infinitesimal growth, exponential growth that has come upon NBA Top Shot at a rapid pace that they couldn't have even predicted. They might have to rethink their whole architecture right now. Like, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And because of the upside and because of the fun and just because of the experience, you know, I personally am willing to give all of it a pass. And yes, it's a running joke. They are still in beta, and beta is always the answer. The thing is, though, like, it is. If you've dealt with big tech companies before, this is not that crazy, right? Like, you might really have to rethink everything. Like, what they had planned, you know, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, and having these thousands of people rushing their site before they were expected is a nice uppercut to the chin at the very least. So I'm patient, I'm dealing with it. Have I been pissed a few times throughout? Yeah, I have. The legendary pack drop, that stands out as a moment where I was like, I feel like they either shouldn't have done this at this point, or, and not to get too far in the weeds here, but it ends up 1,000 people, 500 people, I don't know the number, cut the line essentially and didn't play by the rules for whatever reason. Some people might have meant to do that. Some people might have lucked into it. But I think as a customer service standpoint, that was a point where I think they could have said, hey, we know that you, and you other 1,000 people are the ones who cut the line. We're going to wipe it out and start it again. Because, you know, if it were a base pack where it's $14, $9, I would have been like, that sucks. But when it's $1,000 pack and you could potentially pull something that has life-changing money for people, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But if that's the only thing that like really stands out other than the constant, site maintenance moments where I'm trying to buy and sell my shit, then, I can live with that. The second major thing being the withdrawal process. I can't really speak on this too much because I haven't tried to withdraw money. I'm here to stay and my money is going to stay invested. But I know that that is a problem, and that, headline wise makes a ton of sense to me. Hey, I can't get out my money and I want my money, dude. Like that argument, and I have to wait 8 weeks or 30 days or whatever it is. That seems like a problem, but I know again from the team up top that they are obviously working on it and it is important to them. And again, it's another thing. Unfortunately, it's one where people might need funds right now and don't because they got overextended within the first phase where everyone was so excited and they thought that, I'm going to make $10,000 and take it out, and they can't take it out. So problem needs to be fixed. So less obvious, tech. Again, tech is loose here. The UX. I think the UX has a lot of issues. Coming from a digital marketing background, simple things seem to be just, I don't know why they're there. For example, if I'm doing a search, right? I wanted to flip a bunch of all-stars, series 2, so I put 20 names in of guys that I thought might have value, put them in the search box, click series 2, have this great search come up. If I then want to start buying, I buy one, go through the process, buy it, it's in my collection. I can't go back to the search. I have to go back, start the whole process again, type in all 20 and do that again and again. It's become the buying and selling, especially if you're doing it in bulk, is a very tedious process, right? There's probably some advantage there, like an SEO farm used to be where you can have 20 guys in a room just like working on just buying and selling, and you can kind of beat the competition as like a little roundabout way to have a one-up advantage on the competition here. It's just very tedious, and it makes it somewhat unenjoyable and time-consuming. Where that's something that should be kind of simple. And I'm sure it's lower down on their list than the site crashing and the withdrawal process. So I get it. The back button. If I'm searching a set, rare metallic gold, series 1, right? I'm looking through everything. I click on someone to see what its price is at, what the serial numbers are at. When I hit back, I'm like all the way back at the top of that set again, and I have to go find my place. Simple things that I think are easily fixable. When there's something this grand and this big, and you have the brand like an NBA that you're working with, like just shit needs to be tight. And I believe we're gonna get there. I know we're gonna get there. It's just, let's get there. Like for some of these simple things, like I just shouldn't be annoyed when I'm buying and selling these beautiful moments and making money and being psyched and collecting, and it's just cool. It's too cool for me to be annoyed at the little shit. So let's fix that, guys. One other thing, daily limit. On a credit card, there's a $5,000 daily spend limit. And this really messed me up in the beginning because, for example, like my second day in, I decided I'm going to kind of go big here. And I wanted a Zion Hollow $7,000, right? And I wake up, I'm like, all right, I can't wait. I'm going to put this it's going to be one of my blue chips. I'm going to hold this forever. It's going to send my kids to college. And I went on and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even putting another card. I couldn't do another card, and ends up that $7,000 Zion is now 80 or something like that. And I had a bunch of moments like this. A Jokic for 6,000 stands out. Anyway, I was always capped, and I didn't own any crypto, right? So this was my only option. Now, just as much as a simple fix like communication. I think any new person when they're being onboarded should be told right away, these are the ways you can purchase a moment. 1 is credit card, but there's a daily limit. 2 is your Dapper Balance, which if you can add daily to it via credit card up to $5,000, but if you have patience to wait 3 days and want to add $4,000, so you have 12 to play with 3 days later, that's an option. And number 3, crypto. You have a Coinbase account, you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, you can transfer that over. Now I've been forced into now buying and owning some crypto, which is probably another benefit of being in this market. So now I have more purchase power for when those opportunities come around, but I missed out on a lot of awesome early term value, and that still pisses me off, but I'm doing okay. I can't really complain. I just think a little communication up front about how this works would go a long way. Moving on, number 3, finally, the community. And within this, I think there are 3 factions. 1 is the Dapper Team, the leaders. 2 is the creators, the content creators, kind of like I'm doing right now. And 3 are the customers, the fans. So from Dapper, I think, they seem to, as far as community building goes, do an exceptional job. Obviously, customer service is super tough. There are a lot of raving lunatics, as I said earlier. The negative voices seem to be loud. And I think starting from the top, Roham, the CEO, who we haven't met yet personally, but I plan to sometime in the near future, I think he's been great as far as a leader. He seems like the right person to lead this movement right now. He has been accessible, he has listened, he has asked for suggestions, he hasn't hid from the issues. He gets it clearly, and I think that funnels down to the rest of the team. Jacob Eisenberg has been out there running the community, being on podcasts and being very available, Clubhouse, whatnot. The moderators in the Discord, and most of the conversation goes on Twitter and Discord here in this community, and they do a great job as well, especially in the face of a lot of angry customers due to site withdrawal, the other stuff we spoke about. So I think they're doing a great job with the community there overall. And one thing that I've really noticed is people really enjoy helping. And I don't know if it's because the crypto people are psyched because regulars are like normals are joining in and being involved. People who know about NFTs are psyched because collectors from the trading card world are coming in. There's just, everyone's just nice. And I've experienced it firsthand through starting to build this brand, this media brand called Top Shot Today, where over the last couple of weeks, I've reached out to a number of creators, content creators in the space, to tell them about what I'm doing, to collaborate, to get advice, suggestions, whatever. And everyone has been, there's been a large, warm embrace from everyone. And I see that on Twitter, from LG Doucette, Wades, Jack Settleman, Steph, Dirk, who else have I spoken to? Wen, Christian from Evaluate.market. Everyone has just been lovely and excited to, all be a part of it. And I think the attitude is, certainly the attitude I have via Top Shot Today as a media entity, and I plan to feature other content creators, because I think there's a lot of intelligent people speaking on this product, and the more the merrier, rising tides and shit, as they say. So that's kind of where we're at here, 5 weeks into this incredible new dynamic thing that has really just turned the world on its head. And if you haven't gotten in yet, there's still time. And everyone just like me seems just very happy to be here and will welcome you with open arms. So I hope that this review was helpful. If you are in the marketplace already, if you're someone who's new considering joining, I hope there's some valuable information here. And again, my name is Chris Heller. You can find me at topshottoday.com, where we plan to be a resource for you. We have a YouTube channel, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, newsletter, and a website coming soon that's going to be a curation of all of the content that's out there. So like a one-stop shop for the Top Shot content at topshottoday.com. So thank you for being here, guys, and I plan to see you all in those Top Shot streets. Thanks.